What if your greatest potential lies beyond your current limits? What if you could break through bare doubt and failure to achieve the unimaginable? Join us as we explore the boundless power of imagination and how it can transform your life, just like Denzel Washington did in his relentless pursuit of greatness. Prepare to unlock the hidden force within you. Your dreams are waiting. Welcome everyone on a new video. Dear listeners, imagination is everything. It is the seed from which all great achievements sprout, the unseen force that has driven humanity to progress and thrive. Without imagination, the world as we know it would not exist. Every invention, every breakthrough, every piece of art, and every formative idea began as a spark in someone's mind, a glimpse into reality that had yet to unfold. To embrace imagination is to embrace the power of creation, to step into a world where limitations dissolve and possibilities become infinite. Think about the countless moments in history when someone dared to imagine a different reality. The Wright brothers, standing on the windy dunes of Kitty Hawk, envisioned a world where humans could soar through the skies like birds. They were not engineers in the traditional sense, they were dreamers. They faced skepticism, failure, and ridicule. Yet they held on to their vision. Today, their dream has become a cornerstone of modern life. Airplanes crisscross the skies, connecting people and cultures, all because two men dared to imagine what was once thought impossible. Dear listeners, imagination is not reserved for the extraordinary few. It is a gift each of us possesses. As children, we wielded it effortlessly, creating entire worlds in our minds, turning cardboard boxes into spaceships and backyards into jungles. Yet as we grow older, many of us allow that boundless creativity to fade, suppressed by the demands of practicality and the fear of failure. We begin to doubt our ability to dream, to create, to imagine. But let me tell you this, the power of imagination never truly leaves us. It lies dormant, waiting for us to rediscover it, to reignite the flame that once burned so brightly. Imagination is not just about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It is a practical tool for shaping our lives. Every goal you set, every plan you make starts in the realm of imagination. You picture yourself succeeding, achieving. And mental picture becomes a roadmap guiding your act and decisions. When you visualize your goals with clarity and conviction, you align your mind, body, and spirit toward making them a reality. Imagination fuels your determination, giving you the strength to persevere even when the path is uncertain. Dear listeners, consider the challenges you face in your life right now. Perhaps you're striving for a promotion, building a business, or pursuing a personal dream. Whatever it is, imagination can be your greatest ally. Close your eyes and see yourself on the other side of the struggle. Or visualize the moment when your hard work pays off, when the doors open and your efforts are rewarded. Paint that image in your mind and let it inspire you. When obstacles arise, as they inevitably will, return to that vision. Let it remind you why you started, why the struggle is worth it. Imagination also has the power to heal. When life knocks us down, when we face heartbreak, disappointment, or loss, it is often our imagination that allows us to see a brighter future. Or it whispers to us that this moment of pain is not the end, that there is hope beyond the horizon. It encourages us to dream of better days, to envision a version of ourselves that has grown stronger, wiser, and more resilient. In those moments of darkness, imagination becomes a lifeline, pulling us toward the light. The greatest innovators, leaders, and visionaries of our time all share one thing in common: they dared to imagine. They saw opportunities where others saw obstacles. They envisioned solutions where others saw problems. They allowed their minds to wander beyond the boundaries of what was known as no one. Think of Elon Musk, who imagined electric cars dominating the roads and humanity becoming a multi-planetary species. Or J.K. Rowling, who transformed a simple idea about a young wizard into a global phenomenon that touched the hearts of millions. These individuals remind us that imagination is not just a luxury, it is a necessity for progress and innovation. An imagination requires courage. It demands that we confront our fears, our doubts, and the forces both internal that tell us to play it safe. I'd ask us to take risks, to embrace the possibility of failure, and to trust in the vision we see within ourselves. When we imagine a better future, we must also commit to taking the steps to make it real. It is not enough to dream, we must act. Dear listeners, and yet the beauty of imagination is that it is limitless. It is not confined by the rules of the physical world or the constraints of our current circumstances. When we tap into our imagination, we open ourselves to a realm of endless possibilities. We allow ourselves to think beyond the here and now, to explore new ideas and perspectives, to persist, to challenge the status quo. It is in this space of boundless creativity that true breakthroughs occur. Imagination is not just about creating for ourselves, it is also about inspiring and uplifting others. When you dare to imagine, you give others permission to do the same. Your vision, your courage, and determination can spark a chain reaction, igniting the imaginations of those around you. Imagine the ripple effect of one person's dream, how it can touch lives, change communities, and even shake the world. Every great movement, every powerful change began with someone daring to imagine a better way. In your own life, take time to nurture your imagination. Set aside moments to dream, to explore, to let your mind witch, and surround yourself with inspiration, books, art, nature, music, conversations that challenge your thinking. And give yourself the freedom to think big, to entertain ideas that may seem outrageous or unattainable. Or remember, every great achievement began as a seemingly impossible dream. And when the inevitable doubts creep in, when the voice of fear tries to silence your imagination, remind yourself of this: the greatest risk is not in failing, but in failing to try. It is better to dream boldly and stumble than to never dream at all. Your imagination is a gift, a superpower that allows you to see what others cannot. Embrace it, trust it, and use it to create a life that excites and fulfills you. Dear listeners, imagination is everything. It is the bridge between the world as it is and the world as it could be. It is the force that transforms dreams into reality, ideas into action, and potential into greatness. It is within you, waiting to be unleashed. So dare to imagine, dream, and dare to create. The world needs your vision, your creativity, your courage. Remember, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of the imagination. Imagination is where all greatness begins. It is the silent architect behind every breakthrough and achievement that has ever shaped the world. Before a skyscraper stands tall, it exists as a vision in an architect's mind. Before an invention transforms lives, as a dream in the inventor's heart. Imagination is the seed from which all progress grows, a spark that illuminates the path to possibilities others cannot yet see. Without it, humanity would remain stagnant, unable to evolve beyond the limits of the present moment. Think about it, every monumental step forward started with step 4 and daring to see what wasn't yet there. They imagined a future no one else believed in, and their willingness to dream created a ripple effect that enriched lives. The first wheel was not born out of necessity alone. It was the product of someone envisioning a way to move beyond their current struggles. That same power exists within all of us, waiting to be unleashed. When we embrace the boundless potential of our imagination, we tap into a force that can shape our lives and the world around us. Dear listeners, the beauty of imagination lies in its ability to ignore boundaries. It allows us to see beyond the confines of logic, limitations, and fear, where it transforms what seems impossible into something tangible and achievable. This is the power that turns ideas into inventions, troubles into triumphs. Imagine if the pioneers of flight had let their doubts overshadow their dreams, where would we be today? Imagine is not just about creating, it's about to believe that creation is possible in the first place. Throughout history, the most extraordinary transformations began as mere sparks in the minds of dreamers. And these were not people with guarantees of success. They were individuals who dared to imagine a reality beyond the one they lived in. Take the Wright brothers, for instance. In a time when the idea of human flight seemed absurd, they envisioned a world where humans could soar through the skies. With little more than ambition and resilience, they turned their dream into a reality, giving rise to the aviation industry that connects the globe today. Their story is proof that imagination doesn't just defy odds, it rebuffs them. Consider Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed." I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. He imagined a world illuminated by electricity when darkness was the norm. Despite countless setbacks, his vision never wavered. Edison's perseverance reminds us that imagination isn't just about dreaming, it's about holding on to those dreams through challenges, knowing they have the power to change the world. Every light bulb glowing in our homes today is a testament to his belief in the power of imagination over discouragement. Even in literature, the transformative power of imagination is undeniable. When J.K. Rowling wrote about a young wizard named Harry Potter, she was a struggling single mother. Yet she dared to imagine a story that would transcend her circumstance and inspire millions around the globe. What started as an idea scribbled on scraps of paper grew into a cultural phenomenon, proving that the simplest of imaginings can create legacies that outlive us. Her journey teaches us that the size of your dream doesn't matter. What matters is your willingness to bring it to life. Dear listeners, on the thread connecting these visionaries is their refusal to let the limits of their mind define the potential. They remind us that imagination isn't constrained by resources, education, or circumstances. It is a universal power available to all who are bold enough to use it. Their stories challenge us to ask, what are we capable of imagining, and how far can that imagination take us? History proves one thing: when imagination takes flight, it carries humanity with it. Imagination is more than just a tool for creativity. It's a practical, indispensable ally in achieving goals. And I think about it, before any goal can be reached, it must first be visualized. Successful athletes, for instance, don't just train their bodies, they train their minds by imagining victory. They see themselves crossing the finish line, hitting the perfect shot, or standing on the podium. This mental rehearsal sets the stage for action, sharpening their focus and fueling their determination. Imagination, in this sense, becomes the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you set a goal, your imagination helps you map out the path to achieve it. It allows you to see not just the destination, but also the steps required to get there. This clarity transforms abstract ambitions into actionable plans. For example, envisioning yourself running a marathon pushes you to break it down: training, schedule adjustments, and mental preparation. Without this initial visualization, the goal might seem overwhelming or unattainable. Imagination equips you with the confidence to start and the resilience to keep going. Even when obstacles arise, imagination plays a critical role. It enables you to adapt, finding creative solutions to challenges that might otherwise derail your progress. Picture a business leader navigating a difficult market. By imagining new strategies or innovative products, they can turn setbacks into opportunities. This mental flexibility is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. Imagination isn't just about seeing the end result, it's about navigating the twists and turns along the way with creativity and confidence. The beauty of imagination as a tool is that it's limitless and accessible to everyone. You don't need special resources or perfect circumstances to harness it. All it takes is the willingness to believe in the power of possibility. When you actively use your imagination to visualize your goals, you're not just dreaming, you're programming your mind to achieve. It's like planting the seed of success that grows stronger with every intentional thought and action. If you can imagine it, you can pursue it. And if you pursue it, you can achieve it. Dear listeners, life's challenges can often feel overwhelming, but imagination offers a way to rise above even the most daunting obstacles. When faced with adversity, it's easy to get stuck in the present, consumed by what's going wrong. But imagination gives us the power to look beyond the immediate pain and envision a better future. It's the ability to see the light at the end of the tunnel, even when everything around us feels dark. This forward-thinking mindset creates hope, and hope is the first step toward resilience. Think of people who have overcome incredible odds: athletes who bounce back after career-ending injuries, or entrepreneurs who rebuild after financial ruin. What drives them isn't just grit, it's their ability to imagine themselves thriving again. They don't stop at their current reality. Instead, they use their imagination to picture what's possible and let that vision guide their actions. Even in the face of failure, they keep moving because their minds are fixed on what lies ahead, not on what's holding them back. Imagination also serves as a mental rehearsal for overcoming difficulties. When you visualize success in the face of challenges, you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally to handle the pressure. For instance, before a difficult conversation or a big decision, imagining a positive outcome can calm your nerves and clarify your approach. It's not just wishful thinking, it's about conditioning your mind to expect success, which boosts your confidence and performance. Imagination turns challenges into stepping stones, making them part of the journey rather than barriers to it. The beauty of imagination lies in its ability to transform pain into purpose. When life feels unbearable, imagining a better tomorrow can be the fuel that keeps you going. It's not about ignoring your struggles, but about using them as a foundation to build something greater. Challenges are inevitable, but with imagination, you can see them for what they are: temporary hurdles on the way to your ultimate goals. When you use your imagination to focus on solutions rather than setbacks, no challenge is too big to overcome. Visionaries inspire us, not because they have something we don't, but because they dare to use their imagination in extraordinary ways. They see opportunities where others see obstacles and believe in possibilities no one else can yet grasp. Take Elon Musk, for example, a man who imagined electric cars dominating roads and humans colonizing Mars. What makes his story powerful is not just his success, but the courage to envision a future so radically different from the present. His imagination didn't just change industries, it challenged the world to think bigger and bolder. Dear listeners, the same can be said of Oprah Winfrey, who rose from poverty and adversity to build an empire rooted in storytelling and empowerment. She imagined a platform that could inspire millions, and through sheer will and vision, she made it happen. Her journey proves that imagination isn't just for inventors or entrepreneurs, it's for anyone willing to dream beyond their circumstances. Visionaries like Oprah remind us that imagination is a tool for transformation, turning what seems impossible into undeniable reality. History is filled with symbols of people who use their imagination to push humanity forward. Think of Leonardo da Vinci sketching ideas for flying machines centuries before flight became possible, or Marie Curie imagining a world where science could cure diseases. These individuals didn't wait for permission or perfect conditions, they let their imagination lead the way. Their stories remind us that every innovation, every breakthrough begins with someone willing to dream beyond what already exists. What makes visionaries so inspiring is that their imagination doesn't just serve themselves, it ignites a spark in others. They pave the way for new possibilities, showing us that the future isn't fixed but flexible. They prove that we too can dream boldly and act courageously. Their lives challenge us to ask, what could we achieve if we stop limiting ourselves and started using our imagination to its full potential? The world's greatest advancements began in someone's mind, and yours could be the next. Imagination requires courage. It asks us to believe in what others may not yet see, to step into a space of uncertainty with nothing but our dreams to guide us. It's far easier to stay rooted in the familiar, where the risks are low and the stakes are comfortable. But imagination demands more. It challenges us to step beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. This leap isn't easy, doubts will arise, and fear will whisper that it's safer to stay put. Yet every great achievement begins with someone brave enough to imagine a world that doesn't yet exist. Dear listeners, courage to embrace imagination means being willing to face criticism and skepticism. When we dare to dream big, there will always be those who doubt or dismiss us. Think of the innovators and pioneers who were once labeled as unrealistic or foolish Galileo. who imagined a universe far greater than his peers believed, or Steve Jobs, who envisioned technology transforming lives in ways no one thought possible. They faced resistance but pressed on, driven by the strength of their imagination. Their stories remind us that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. To embrace imagination fully, we must also overcome the fear of failure. The act of dreaming requires vulnerability because not all dreams will come to fruition. But even in failure, there is growth, learning, and the potential to refine our vision. Imagination gives us the courage to take those chances, knowing that every misstep is a step closer to success. It's this willingness to risk the unknown that separates those who create change from those who only wish for it. Without courage, imagination remains a fleeting thought. With courage, it becomes a transformative force. What makes embracing imagination so powerful is that it connects us to something greater than ourselves. It allows us to see beyond our limitations and tap into endless possibilities. This act of daring isn't just for the dreamers or the visionaries, it's for anyone willing to trust in the potential of their own mind. The courage to embrace imagination is what turns ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. So ask yourself, what would you dare to imagine if fear no longer held you back? The answer could change everything. Imagination knows no bounds. It is a limitless force that has the power to stretch beyond the constraints of time, space, and circumstance. Imagine for a moment a world where there are no limits to what you could create, no barriers to what you could achieve. This is the freedom that imagination offers. It allows you to explore ideas, dreams, and possibilities that the world might deem impossible. It's in this boundless realm where true creativity thrives, where what was once thought to be out of reach is suddenly within your grasp. Dear listeners, think of the greatest discoveries and creations, the ones that have reshaped our world. They all started with an idea that defied convention. Nikola Tesla envisioned a world where electricity would flow freely and wirelessly, far beyond what anyone believed possible in his time. In his mind, there were no limits, just an endless horizon of possibility. His imagination knew no boundaries, and because of that, he changed the course of history. Every breakthrough we witness is the result of someone who dared to see beyond the limitations of their current reality and let their imagination roam free. The beauty of imagination lies in its capacity to escape the confines of the present moment. While we are often tethered to reality, bound by what is tangible and known, imagination opens the door to a universe of infinite potential. It asks why not and dares us to reach for things that others might see as out of reach. The more we embrace this boundless quality of imagination, the more we expand the realm of what's possible in our lives. With imagination, the only limits are the ones we place on ourselves. Imagination is not confined by age, background, or circumstances. It is a universal power, accessible to everyone who dares to explore it. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, a teacher, or a dreamer, imagination is the one tool that can elevate you to heights you never thought possible. It allows you to reinvent your future, to step into a world of endless opportunities. The question is, how far are you willing to let your imagination take you? Because once you unlock that boundless potential, there is no telling what you can achieve. Imagination doesn't just transform our own lives, it has the power to impact the lives of others in profound ways. When we envision something greater, when we dare to dream big, we invite others to do the same. Our thoughts, dreams, and actions become contagious, sparking inspiration in those around us. Imagine a leader whose vision of a better future motivates a team to work together toward an extraordinary goal, or an artist whose creation speaks to the soul of the viewer, igniting a fire within them. By embracing imagination, we become catalysts for change, lifting others up along the way. Dear listeners, think about the ripple effect that occurs when one person imagines a better world and takes action to create it. Martin Luther King Jr. imagined a world of equality, justice, and peace, of vision so powerful that it rallied millions to join his cause. His imagination didn't just change his own life. It set an entire movement into motion, inspiring generations to come. Imagination has this unique ability to not only inspire individuals, but to create movements, to fuel collective efforts that reshape entire societies. When we allow our imagination to guide us, we offer others the possibility of a brighter future. The impact of imagination is also seen in the way it encourages empathy. When we imagine ourselves in the shoes of others, we open our hearts to their experiences and struggles. This act of imaginative empathy fosters connection, understanding, and compassion. It's through imagination that we can begin to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be a place where kindness, love, and unity are possible. By imagining a better world, we inspire others to be part of the solution, creating a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond our own lives. Imagination allows us to be part of something much larger than ourselves. It empowers us to lift others up, to inspire greatness, and to create a world where dreams are not limited by the constraints of reality. The impact we have on others through our imagination is a legacy that lives on, shaping the future and encouraging others to dream, to imagine, and to take action. So the next time you imagine something new, remember, you're not just dreaming for yourself, you're creating a path for others to follow, lighting the way for those who may need your vision to guide them. Dear listeners, we live in a world that often prioritizes practicality over imagination, where the pursuit of security sometimes stifles the desire to dream. But what if we chose to dream boldly, to let our imagination run wild without fear of judgment or failure? Bold dreams are not just for the chosen few, they're for anyone who is willing to break free from the chains of limitation and think bigger than what they've been told is possible. Imagine a life where your dreams are not just wishes, but actionable visions that guide you toward greatness. It's time to step into that world, to embrace the call to dream boldly. To dream boldly means to take risks and embrace uncertainty. It's about letting go of the fear of being judged, of failing, or of not being good enough. Instead, it's about daring to imagine something that might seem impossible or out of reach. It's about having the courage to pursue a vision that feels bigger than you, knowing that the journey itself will shape you into something greater. Bold dreams aren't for the faint-hearted, they're for those who are willing to go beyond the status quo, to reach for what seems beyond their grasp, and in doing so, inspire others to do the same. When we dream boldly, we give ourselves permission to fail and to learn. Each failure is not a defeat, but a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. Think of the great innovators and change makers. Each one faced rejection, obstacles, and moments of doubt. But their bold dreams drove them forward, and their perseverance turned their visions into reality. By embracing the call to dream boldly, we allow ourselves to push through the hard times, knowing that each setback brings us one step closer to making our dreams a reality. Dear listeners, so what is holding you back from dreaming boldly? It's time to silence the voices of doubt and start listening to the voice of possibility. Dreaming boldly isn't about ignoring reality, it's about looking beyond it and seeing the endless opportunities that lie ahead. The world needs your unique vision, your bold ideas, and your fearless pursuit of what others may consider impossible. Your dreams matter, so dare to dream big, dream boldly, and make those dreams a reality. The world is waiting for you to step into your power and show what happens when you refuse to limit your imagination. In conclusion, imagination is the spark that ignites progress, the engine that drives innovation, and the force that propels us toward greatness. It is a gift we all possess, yet often underutilized, constrained by fear, doubt, and limitations. But when we dare to dream boldly, when we embrace the boundless nature of our imagination, we unlock endless possibilities, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. The power of imagination lies in its ability to shape our future, to guide us through challenges and to inspire change. As we look to the future, we must remember that every achievement, every breakthrough, and every transformation begins with a single thought, a spark of imagination. Dear listeners, so let us not be afraid to dream beyond what we see in front of us. Let us embrace the courage to vision what others cannot, to take risks, and to use our imagination as a tool for growth, innovation, and positive impact. When we dream boldly, we step into a future that is not defined by the limitations of today, but shaped by the possibilities of tomorrow. The call to dream is yours to answer. Let your imagination lead the way, and watch as it transforms your life and the world around you. The only true limit is the one you place on yourself. So dream big, dream boldly, and create the future you've always imagined. Thank you for your time, attention, and engagement throughout this journey. It's been an honor to share these thoughts with you, and I hope they've sparked something within you, whether it's inspiration, motivation, or a renewed sense of purpose. Remember, imagination is a powerful tool, and the world needs your bold dreams now more than ever. Dear listeners, as you move forward, may you continue to dream big, to embrace the boundless potential of your mind and transform your visions into reality. I wish you all the best on your path. Thank you once again for joining me. And until we meet again, stay inspired, keep dreaming, and never stop believing in your power to create change. Goodbye and take care.